Hi, welcome to Learning Monkey. I am Vikram. In this class, we will try to construct the program. We will try to understand the logic for full pyramid. So, in order to construct the pattern of full pyramid in this way, we will try to understand the logic for that. So, in our previous videos, we have clearly covered about half pyramid. We have covered lots of examples on half pyramid. If you haven't watched those videos, please watch those videos because the logics that we have explained in those videos will make this video very simpler. So, the similar logics will get applicable for this logic also. Please watch those videos and come here. And every video in our channel is going to be a part of entire course or a playlist. Our suggestion is to follow the entire course so that you can have better understanding of the concepts. Now coming to this class, we will try to understand the logic for this full pyramid. So this is the full pyramid. The same diagram has been written here for better understanding, for better visibility. So here the number of columns, here the height of the pyramid. The first point that we have to understand is the number of rows that needs to be there in the pyramid. In our case, in this case, let's try to understand it with the variable. Okay, so the first variable that we have to consider is it is number of rows. So the number of rows in our case is 5. Okay, so here the height of the pyramid is 5. The number of rows that needs to be there in the pyramid is 5, which is given by the end user. Based upon that, we are going to construct the pyramid. And one more variable that we have to consider is row number. So let's take that number as that variable as Rn. So row number, the row in which we are in that particular situation. In that particular situation, if we are in the first row, that row number has to be considered. Now the logic for this is, for example, if you take the fifth row, so how many stars are there? So these are the columns, the maximum possible columns. How many stars are there? 9 stars are there. So for 5 rows, for a pyramid of height h, we have to take the internal loop. So let's not talk about the internal loops. The number of columns should be, how many columns should be there? For 5 rows, for a pyramid of height 5, the number of columns should be 9. For example, if you take the number of rows to be 6, how many columns will be there? So if you take the number of rows to be 6, how the pyramid will be? The pyramid will be in this way. So we have to add an extra row. 6th row has to be added, and let's check, the pyramid should be in this way. See here. So if the number of rows in the pyramid are 6, how many stars, how many columns should be there? If the number of rows are 6, the number of columns should be 9 plus 2. So one more extra onto the left and one more extra star onto the right will get added. So the number of stars on the number of columns that are to be there in the pyramid of number of rows is equal to 6 is 11. Okay, so now with that, what we are going to understand is number of columns is equal to 2 into rows, 2 into number of rows minus 1. Okay, for example, if the number of columns is equal to 2 into number of rows minus 1, if the number of rows are 5, how many columns will be there? 2 into 5, 10 minus 1, 9 columns will be there. And if the number of columns, if the number of rows are 6, how many number of columns will be there? 2 into 6 minus 1, 11 columns will be there. Here we are having 11 columns. So this is one of the formula that we have identified. So now coming to the main point of this pyramid. So whenever we are in the first row, we have to print the star at this location and remaining locations are to be left empty. This is the point that we have to understand. Okay, so and whenever we are in the second row, we have to start printing the stars from this location to this location, and the remaining spaces should be left empty. And if we are in the third row, the location, the starting point of printing the stars is 3 and the ending point of printing the stars is 7. Now we have to think of the formula or the mathematical formulation, so that it can be universally applicable. How to think of it? How to think of it is the formula. The start point is the start point and the end point to print stars. So in order to print stars, what is the start point? What is the end point? If we are in the first column, so the formulation is it is number of rows minus row number minus 1. So this is the formula for start point, and it is the end point is number of rows plus row number minus 1. So by just simply seeing this, we can say, okay, so if we are in the first row, what is the start point? Number of rows is equal to it is fixed for 5. So the number of, assume that the user has given number of rows is equal to 5. So here it is 5 minus row number 1 minus 1, okay, which is 5. And here the end point is 5 plus row number is 1 minus 1. So again it is 5. So the start point is equal to 5 and the end point is equal to 5. At that point only we have to print a star. At the remaining points, in the remaining points we have to print empty spaces. Now coming to the second row, if we are in the second row, what is the start point and what is the end point? What is the start point and what is the end point? It is 5 minus 1 minus number of rows is equal, row number is equal to 2. We are in the second row, so the row number is equal to 2 minus 1, which is 2 minus 1, 1, 5 minus 1 is 4, and similarly number of rows is equal to 5 plus 2 minus 1, which is equal to 6, which means the starting point is 4 and the ending point is 6. See here, the starting point is 4 and the ending point is 6. So from here to here we have to print stars, and the remaining points we have to print empty spaces. It's very simple, right? So next, coming to the third row. So if we are in the third row, so the starting point, number of rows is equal to 5 and row number is 3 minus 1, 2. So we are going to start from 3, and if it is 5 into 3 minus 1, which is 2, 5 plus 2, which is equal to 7. Okay, so with this formulation, now the things are very easy. So whenever we are in the first row, we have to print from 5 to 5, we have to print star, and otherwise we have to print empty space. Whenever we are in the second row, we have to start from 4 and we have to end till 6. Till that positions we have to print stars, and the remaining places we have to print spaces. So this is the way we have to analyze the patterns. From this we will get some logic, and this is my way of analyzation. You can analyze in your own way. So you can bring the better formulation for this, where the algorithm can be solved very easily. So this is the way that I have identified, I have solved this problem. So it depends from person to person. So someone may take a larger way, someone may take a smaller way. So this is one of the way we can go with this. Okay, so similarly if we are in the fourth row, so it is going to be 5 minus 4 minus 1, which is 3, 5 minus 3, which is 2, and similarly it is 5 plus 2, 5 plus 3, which is equal to 8. So from 2 to 8 we have to print stars, and in the remaining positions we have to print empty spaces. It's very simple. Now we will try to go to the program, how the program will get designed. So let's see the program from now on. Okay, so this is the program to print a full pyramid. This is the program. We have taken a variable called rows. So as we have discussed in our previous videos, the use of rows is to provide it in the interface, user interface, the number of rows. In our example, it is number of rows. Now see here, number of rows which is given by the end user, which may be 5. Let's consider the logic of this program. Logic of the program is within these two. Here is the logic of the program. If I is equal to 1 to number of rows, number of rows, so the use of the upper for loop, the outer for loop is going to be to count the number of rows. As we have discussed in our half pyramid, the outer loop is going to count the number of rows. The inner loop is going to print the values in the columns. The same job is done, but here it is done in a different way, little bit of different way. So here we are going to take the j value should be less than or equal to 2 into number of rows, 2 into rows minus 1, 2 into rows minus 1, which is the number of rows at the bottom. So every time it is going to iterate for the value of 5, for the number of rows is equal to 5, the number of columns is equal to 9. So this for loop is going to iterate for 9 times. Whenever we come into this loop, this for loop is going to iterate for 9 times every time. Okay, so now this if condition states that if j is greater than rows minus I minus 1, so this is our start formula and this is our end formula. So from here to here, and means from here to here, if the value of the j is between these two, 4 to 6, 5 to 3 to 7, 2 to 8, 1 to 9, if the value is in between these two numbers, we have to print star, else we have to print empty space. It's very simple. Okay, so this for loop is going to print the columns and this for loop is going to count the number of rows. Okay, so with this, this is the logic of the program, and after this, see here. So this is going to count with the print new line, this is going to count the number of rows, this is going to count the number of rows, and this for loop, this inner for loop is going to print the columns. The logic is within these two start and end formulations. Okay, so the same formula has been written. If the number is within these two, the value of the j is between these two, if it is between these two, based upon the number of rows, we are going to, based upon the number of rows given, this will get iterated, and in each and every iteration it is going to check for the value of j between these two values. If the number lies between those two values, there it is going to print star, otherwise it is going to print empty space. Okay, now let's check this program. Let's check the output of this program. Okay, let's check the output of this program. This is the full pyramid program. Okay, and the same program has been written, same logic. Let's try to get the output of this program. Enter the number of rows to be created. Let's enter the number of rows to be in the pyramid. For example, let's give 5. Okay, so that is the pyramid, and if we run it again, so the number of rows, let's take it as 6. Let's check the output. See here, this is the way in which 6 rows are there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here the number of stars are 11 stars are there. Okay, so this is how a full pyramid can be constructed. Hope you got the clarity on this concept. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to our channel and press bell icon for the latest updates. And if you have any problems, if you have any questions regarding this concept, regarding this logic, please post your doubt in the comment section below. And if you feel that this logic is very good and very understandable, please give us a like symbol. And thanks for watching.